Remember the first time you heard, "As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster"? Goodfellas exploded onto screens in 1990 and changed movies forever. 35 years later, let's walk those smoky bars once more, then see who's still standing in 2025. Number 1, Robert De Niro, born in 1943. At 46, he slipped into Jimmy Conway's silk suits like he was born in them. De Niro spent weeks shadowing real mobsters, learned to flip a deck of cards one-handed, and picked every tie pattern himself. Fun fact, the "what do you mean I'm funny" scene was 90% improvised after De Niro whispered a secret cue to Joe Pesci. Now, 82 and still working like a man half his age. Zero Day, his 2025 Netflix political thriller, dropped in February. Alto Nights hit theaters March 21st, where he played both Vito Genovese and Frank Costello. Shutout with Jenna Ortega wrapped this fall. He trains daily with a former Navy SEAL, eats one meal a day, and funds free acting schools for New York kids. The fire that burned in Jimmy Conway never went out. It simply moved to the director's chair and the boxing ring. Number 2, Ray Liotta, born in 1954. At 35, he became Henry Hill, the kid who parked Cadillacs and ended up in the witness box. Liotta wore Henry's nervous smile so well that Scorsese let him narrate the entire movie. Fun fact, he kept real FBI files on his nightstand every night of the shoot. Passed away 2022, age 67, in his sleep while filming in the Dominican Republic. Doctors listed acute heart failure and fluid in the lungs. His last role, the cocaine-fueled lawyer in Cocaine Bear, hit theaters 9 months later. Elizabeth Banks still tears up talking about him. Ray left behind a daughter, Carson, now 26, who walks red carpets with his same electric eyes. Number 3, Joe Pesci, born in 1943. At 47, he turned Tommy DeVito into a live wire nobody could switch off. Pesci improvised the "funny how" speech in one take and scared the crew so much they forgot to call cut. Fun fact, he wore Tommy's pinky ring from his own cousin's wedding. Now, 82 and officially retired, again. He only came back for The Irishman because Marty begged on the phone for 2 hours. Pesci golfs every dawn in New Jersey, records jazz albums under the name Joey D, and refuses every script that asks him to swear. Grandkids call him Pop Pop, not Tommy. Number 4, Lorraine Bracco, born in 1954. At 35, she played Karen Hill, the wife who flushed 20 grand down a toilet. Bracco based Karen's voice on her own Brooklyn neighbors and kept the fur coat after rap. Fun fact, she turned down The Sopranos' Carmela to play Dr. Melfi instead. Now 71 and still seeing patients, sort of. Monster Summer scared kids in October 2024. Nona served meatballs Valentine's Day 2025. She hosts a wellness podcast, grows tomatoes on Long Island, and swears by red wine before bed. Lorraine's memoir, To the Fullest, comes out spring 2026. She says Karen taught her how to spot a liar from across the room. Number 5, Paul Sorvino, born in 1939. At 51, he was Paulie, the boss who sliced garlic with a razor blade. Sorvino studied real mob tapes for months and insisted every meal on set be homemade. Fun fact, the prison dinner scene used his mother's actual meatballs. Left us 2022, age 83, peaceful in his sleep. His heart simply stopped. Mira Sorvino read Paulie's lines at the funeral. Paul founded the Sorvino Asthma Foundation and sculpted bronze horses until the end. Goodfellas fans still leave garlic cloves on his grave in Queens. Number 6, Christopher Serrone, born in 1976. At 13, he was young Henry, tipping truck drivers and dreaming big. Chris delivered the opening line that hooked us all. Fun fact, Scorsese kept him in character by calling him Henry off camera for 6 weeks. Now, 49 and a New York firefighter, he runs Ladder 49, teaches kids about 90s cinema on TikTok, and still signs, as far back as I can remember, on every helmet. Chris says the best part of the job is parking the rig exactly where Henry used to park Cadillacs. Number 7, Frank Sivero, born in 1952. At 38, he was Frankie Carbone, the guy who got iced in the meat truck. Sivero based Frankie's twitchy eyes on his own bookie uncle and refused to blink for the entire freezer scene. Fun fact, the pink bathrobe was his idea. Scorsese loved it so much he shot 2 extra takes. Now, 73 and living quietly in Las Vegas, he still signs autographs at mafia conventions, coaches young actors on how to look scared for real, and runs a pasta sauce line called Carbone Red. Frank says every jar sold keeps Frankie alive one more Sunday. Number 8, Charles Scorsese, born in 1913. At 77, he played Vinny, the old-timer who cooked while the crew argued. Martin's real dad brought his own pots from Little Italy and taught De Niro how to stir gravy for 12 minutes straight. Fun fact, the cigarette never left his lips, even off camera. Past 1993, age 80, after a long illness, Catherine buried him in the same suit he wore as Vinny. Charles painted watercolors of Queen Stoops until the end. Fans still toast to Vinny with Chianti every Father's Day. Number 9, Chuck Lowe, born in 1928. At 62, he was wig-wearing Morris Kessler, the Florida loudmouth who never saw the shovel coming. Lowe was actually De Niro's landlord and got the part over breakfast. Fun fact, the wig was real human hair from a retired Broadway actor. Left us 2017, age 89, natural causes. His funeral was held in the same Queen's catering hall seen in the wedding scene. Chuck produced off-Broadway plays for 30 years and left every actor a $500 tip in his will. Number 10, Catherine Scorsese, born in 1912. At 78, she served Tommy's mother Sunday dinner and a revolver on the same plate. Martin's real mom cooked for the crew every Friday and slipped extra cheese into Pesci's pockets. Fun fact, the painting of the 2 dogs was hers. She painted it in 1958, gone 1997. Age 84, Alzheimer's took her slowly. Martin kept her apron hanging in his office for 20 years. Catherine's cookbook, Mom's Sunday Sauce, still sells on Amazon. Every copy smells like 1990. Number 11, Debi Mazar, born in 1964. At 26, she snorted coke with Ray Liotta for exactly 8 seconds of screen time. Debi did her own makeup with drugstore eyeliner and taught Lorraine how to hold a cigarette like Queen's royalty. Fun fact, she kept the silver coke spoon. It's now a necklace. Now, 61 and Madonna's oldest friend. She judges Drag Race, sells olive oil from Tuscany, and posts Wunsch Goodfellas, throwback every September 21st. Debi's daughter walks the runway wearing the same hoop earrings Sandy wore to the Copacabana. Number 12, Frank Vincent, born in 1937. At 53, he was Billy Batts, the shoe shiner who pushed Tommy too far. Vincent's cool stare made that Copacabana beating feel personal. Fun fact, Joe Pesci actually slapped him for real in their Raging Bull fight scene years earlier. Passed 2017, age 80, from complications after open-heart surgery. Before acting full-time, Frank drummed for bands and wrote mob memoirs. His voice narrated video games like Grand Theft Auto. Fans play his Shinebox line on loop at comedy clubs in Jersey. Number 13, Tony Darrow, born in 1938. At 52, he played Sonny Buns, the bakery owner sweating under Paulie's thumb. Tony's nervous laugh came straight from his Brooklyn poker nights. Fun fact, his chat with Paul Sorvino about funny names was 100% off the cuff. Now, 87 and sharper than ever. He signed jars of jailhouse beef jerky in Stamford just last July. Tony golfs with Sopranos pals, posts family pics on Instagram, and teaches improv to kids in Brooklyn. Sonny Buns would be proud of the boss he became. Number 14, Tony Sirico, born in 1942. At 48, he was Paulie Walnuts, the loyal soldier with a silver tongue. Sirico's gravel voice barked orders like he owned the joint. Fun fact, arrested 28 times as a teen, he only took roles as good guys after finding God in prison. Left us 2022, age 79, after battling dementia. His Sopranos wig went to the Smithsonian. Tony started the cancer center for kids and walked dogs for strays till the end. Paulie Walnuts lives in every O fans yell at conventions. Number 15, Joseph D'Onofrio, born in 1977. At 13, he lit up as young Tommy, Pesci's mini-me with a killer grin. Joe nailed the strut after watching Real Street Kids for weeks. Fun fact, Scorsese cast him from a Bronx school play. Now, 48 and thriving in New York theater, he recurs as Carmine on Power Book 3, directs short films, and coaches Little League. Joseph says Tommy taught him timing. Now he passes it to the next generation of wise guys. Number 16, Illeana Douglas, born in 1961. At 29, she was Rosie, the girlfriend spilling secrets over coffee. Illeana's wide eyes caught every lie. Fun fact, granddaughter of Oscar winner Melvyn Douglas, she crashed Scorsese's set with a demo reel, now 64 and busier than Rosie's phone. Her book Connecticut in the Movies dropped last year. She podcasts classic films and directs docs on Hollywood grandmas. Illeana hikes the Berkshires and FaceTimes Scorsese for advice. The fire from Goodfellas fuels her every script. Number 17, Suzanne Shepherd, born in 1934. At 56, she was Karen's no-nonsense mother. Sniffing out Henry's scams at dinner, Suzanne's side-eye could stop a cab. Fun fact, she auditioned with her real-life meatball recipe. Past 2023, age 89, natural causes after years with lung issues. Suzanne taught acting at HB Studio for decades and played mob moms in The Sopranos too. Her students toast her with espresso at every curtain call. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, and tell us in the comments, who's your favorite wise guy? See you next time.